When you think of a farmer's market, you probably think of something like this, fresh produce. But the historic Lewes Farmers Market does so much more behind the scenes that a lot of us have never seen before. This year, they're starting their Farm to Community pilot program. So not only are all these apples going to be going to your table, they're going to go help people in need. And take my word for it, they're delicious.
From farms like Stag Run Farm to your table.
So this program, the Farm to Community Pilot Program, which is funded through the Delaware Department of Agriculture's Local Food Purchase Assistance Program. And we pay farmers directly for their food to go to pantries across Sussex County. So right now we have 12 farmers and 13 pantries. We're feeding about 3,100 individuals a week with that program and getting fresh fruits, vegetables, meats, dairy, eggs every week to people in Sussex County.
Farms like Stag Run Farm grow their normal produce. Then, the historic Lewes Farmers Market takes the produce off their hands and helps them deliver it to local food pantries.
Having a farmer's market is one facet of helping a farmer and their business. I think it's also one way to bring fresh food to our local community, but there's many other ways that we can do that. In this program, we're paying farmers directly not only for their product, but also to deliver it directly to the pantries. So it's another revenue stream. We've had some farmers be like, I got a new truck because of this program, and it's helping me that way, and now they can do my own deliveries for customers as well. So it's really finding new ways and unique ways to help both farmers and ways to feed this community.
It's mutually beneficial. The farm gets business, and those in need get fresh produce.
Partnering up with the farm community with the historic Lewes Farmers Market was the best thing that's happened to this farm in a number of years. We're very grateful to the Department of Ag to finally do something, as far as I'm concerned, to help the small farmers like us. The Farm Community Program has been a godsend. We have been able to take all of the apples. This is a great year for apples. Last year was bad, we had a frost, so we had a not as good a year. But if we didn't have the Farm Community Program with the historic Lewes Farmers Market and the markets in general, we would not be able to bring in the apples. That means they would have rotted on the trees. We need to have a place to sell our products, and we need the Department of Ag to get involved, which they have. And this has been just a blessing to our farm to bring in the yield and to be able to see the benefit that the community outreach programs, they just love getting fresh produce, and it feels good in my heart to deliver it to them.
Leah, do you think they make enough apples?
I feel like there's quite a few apples going on there.
There were so many. Every time I turned a corner, there were more apples, which is not a bad problem to have.
No, not at all.
Especially
you guys brought some back too.
We did.
Yeah, delicious.
I made not one, not two, 3 apple crumbles with all those apples that we brought
Yum.
back. Yeah, well, so we'll try those later today.
That's right.
Looking forward to it. And we're not even done talking about the farm or the historic Lewes Farmers Market, because coming up, I'm going to take you guys through really how it goes from the tree to the table. It's a really incredible process, so stay tuned. That's coming up next. You are watching Coast Life, and we just took a trip to a local farm and spoke with the historic Lewes Farmers Market and their Farm to Table program. It really is changing lives.
It's incredible.
And it's not just changing lives for people who maybe they're experiencing food insecurity, but you also heard them say that really the farm, it wouldn't be the same without this program.
Yeah.
It is helping local farmers. So like we promised, we're going to take you through right now the whole process from the trees in the ground to those apples and other produce on your table.
Stag Run Farm has a lot of apples, and we mean a lot. And so many types that you may not have even known existed.
We have probably over 25 varieties of apples, and we have about over 10 varieties of different peaches that we've put in. The grocery stores, I don't need to tell the public what the grocery stores are selling them. It is absolutely getting worse. I mean, you cannot get the varieties of apples that we have, the freshness that we have, that both our farm has and that the farmers markets have. And that's the biggest thing I hear at the farmers markets, is that the food at the grocery store is old or rots before they even get to eat it. This is farm to table. You're getting food right from our farm, right, your local farm, right to your table And the varieties, people love it when they come to the farmer's market, and I might have out on there 12 different varieties of apples. The first thing is you put the trees in, which the trees can only probably last more than 20 years, 25 years, but you have to wait maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years for that tree to produce fruit. We have to pick the apples off the trees. We have our processing center, which is behind me.
The apples go right into this machine that cleans them. Then they roll onto this conveyor belt that gives them their shine. And it's not done yet. They then go onto this rotating table, and nothing is wasted. The apples get separated. Depending on their size, some get made into cider, others get bagged and sent out. And depending on their condition, some get fed to the hens.
With the farm to community program, we load it in our truck, which I'll let you see that, and then we take it to the food banks, and they bring a group of people to unload these bags. And it's so fulfilling to see how grateful they are to get fresh fruit. And we're grateful, and not only we get to hire people that are down and out, that want to come in and pick, but also that they're so grateful that they're getting fresh fruit. And we're grateful that we're being able to, all that hard work my husband does to bring in these apples. It's very sad when you have the apples ready to come to crop and there's nowhere to sell it because the yield has to go somewhere. And this gives us the opportunity to sell so that we can put money back into the farm to do more fruit and vegetables next year.
And of course, just before we go on to our next thing,
Yes.
we want to give a real big shout out to all of our farmers on Delmarva. You guys are changing lives, keeping people healthy. And again, you know it, I know it, those apples were good.
Delicious.
They were so great. So if you want to get those, get this real quick. So at the historic Lewes Farmers Market, they have apples there that you can't get at the grocery store. They're only grown at local farms. I know. Now that was the good news. The bad news is there's one more historic Lewes Farmers Market happening. It is this weekend. It's at the Lewes Elementary School parking lot. So
Perfect. Get on it.
go. If you need an apple pie for Thanksgiving, it's for Christmas, anything, go get those apples. That is happening this weekend. It'll be back again in May of next year, though. Perfect. Exactly. So, all right, hey, we have something really fun to talk about. A favorite soda mixed with maybe a favorite vegetable.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll decide if it's delicious, gross. That's coming up when we get back.